Today's guest has been blending marketing and technology since the mid 1990s, and now he stands at the forefront of helping businesses harness AI. Jonathan Mast is the founder of Whitebeard Strategies, and as you can see, you'll know why. And he's also known as the Chief AI Guy. He's a pioneer in prompting mastery, helping entrepreneurs integrate AI to save time, increase profits, and deliver more value. His philosophy: AI should amplify human skill and creativity, not replace it. And I totally agree with that. Today's conversation is part of a special Mind Capture Bootcamp series here on the Lead Machine Growth Show. I'm chatting with several of this year's speakers so you can get a sneak peek at the ideas, energy, and inspiration waiting for you in Grand Rapids, Michigan this November. The theme this year is Leadership Matters, especially now. So, Jonathan, my friend, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here and excited for the event coming up this fall.
Yeah, me too. So you've been in marketing since the 90s and now you lead in AI. So what was the spark that pushed you towards becoming the chief AI guy?
Well, I think, the big thing for me was in late 2022, I was in a mastermind, had an agency, and they started talking about ChatGPT and this new chat tool. And I thought, we already got a great web chat tool. We're using GHL, had a great chat tool. I don't need any more. There's 400 other ones out there. Why is somebody getting into this market? And I totally didn't get it. And then it was a few weeks later and I saw it. I'll download it and take a look. Everybody's talking about it. And I'm like, oh, this isn't a website chat tool. This blew my mind. And really, for me, Paul, one of the big things that happened is it was one of those moments I thought, this just changed everything, literally. And I tried it like the third prompt. I'm like, okay, I can never now go back. That genie's out of the bottle. I've just realized something that I've never even thought of really before and understood. And I just fell in love with it. I wanted to teach people how to use it. My team at the time was a little concerned about it, a little afraid it might be taking some jobs. I didn't believe that was going to be the case. Still don't believe for most of us that'll be the case. I think there will be some displacement. It's a technology shift. Those things happen. But I see so much more opportunity, and I just want to help businesses and their teams especially learn how to leverage AI because I think it's such an incredible tool.
It reminds me, I had the same epiphany that you did in 2022. In February, I joined a group just to learn how to use it and harness it, and I was blown away too. But, it reminds me of when the BlackBerry hit. Remember the BlackBerry? And the executives have the Crackberry, that's what we called them. And, of course, I was in IT, and I'm like going, oh my gosh, this is just going to be a time suck, and it's not integrated with our systems, and there's security issues and all kinds of things. And you were kind of really wary of it. And a lot of people are still wary of AI, and especially generative AI and the whole, it's going to take over my life or my job. But people, I think, who know how to harness it, like you said, those are the people who are going to thrive. And I think, unlike the BlackBerry, and that was a game changer too back then. That was a game changer for in a lot of ways, and it still has impact, as will AI. So moving on to the AI and mastery for business, this topic at the bootcamp is leadership matters, and especially now. How does AI fit into that, and what are leaders to do with this new genie that's out of the bottle that you as you put it?
Well, it's a great question. I think, leadership matters more than anything else when it comes to AI. And the reason is there's so many unknowns. Things are changing so rapidly right now that we can't even predict what's going to happen. As we record this, we're about 2 to 3 months prior to the event. I promise you the landscape will be different in 3 months at the event than it is today. I can't predict exactly how, and there are definitely some consistencies. But leadership to me is so important here because it's the leaders of an organization that are going to define how that organization embraces or doesn't embrace AI, how it leverages it, how it uses it responsibly, because I do believe that like any tool, it needs to be used responsibly. And when done so, how that organization can not only provide value to their company, not only provide value to their team, but also provide immense value to their audience. And that is what's so exciting to me, because for the first time in my life that I'm aware of, we have a tool that can help us save time. That's great for our teams. Can help us make more money. That's great for our companies. and can also help us deliver more value to our clients. And we can do it
Mhm.
all at the same time. Never before have when we've been able to make more money, save time, and to make more money. It was at best, you got two of the three, sometimes one out of three. And AI lets us
Yeah.
do all that. So I just think leadership's so critical to that decision and the direction and driving that. And that's why I think it's so important leaders understand AI and what it means.
And are you seeing pushback on adopting AI, or are leaders really leaning into it? Or is there like maybe some rogue people in the organization who are bringing it up to leadership so that they can take advantage of it?
I think there's really three schools of thought. We've got the people that are absolutely on the leading edge, that are embracing it. They see it there. Yes, we're going to go there. We've got the other end of the spectrum, which is, oh, it's evil. We're not going to go anywhere near it. I think the biggest crowd is in the middle, and they're going, okay, I don't quite know. I don't know what to do. It looks
Mm,
great. I've heard some amazing things. We all know that not everything we hear is true. I'm not really sure where to go, and I don't know what to do next. And I think that's where, if I were to guess percentages based on results I'm seeing, I would say we've got about 15% on the front of the market. We've got about 15% on the AI is evil, and we've got about 70% of the businesses in the middle going, I'm interested, I think, but I don't really know what to do next. And so I
mhm,
think that there's a lot of leaders that are expressing an interest, have seen now as we're talking, really 2+ years into that process, 3 years actually, by the time the
mhm,
event takes place in Grand Rapids, and are now going, okay, this isn't going anywhere. It's not a fad. It's not something that's going to fade away. This is fundamentally changing how we do business, how we work with our clients, how we work with our communities, how we work with our teams. We as leaders need to be setting a precedent, or otherwise the organization, the team, and our community are all going to suffer.
And so what are some of the big ideas that you're going to bring to the stage in November?
I'm very focused on practical stuff, Paul. I want to talk
Mhm,
to the leaders about what can they do before they leave the show to start using AI. Not lots of
mhm,
theory, not lots of it could do this someday and what about this, but literally practical things that they're going to be able to grab their smartphone while we're talking and start using it in ways, and hopefully literally having their mind blown about, oh my goodness, I never knew I could do that. Or,
mhm.
wow, think about how much time that could save. Think about what that would mean for my team. Think about what that would mean for our customers, to help them with that. Whether that's super simple or more complex, my goal in the event is to make sure that, again, these leaders walk away with actionable things they can do right now, and
Mhm.
practical ideas of things that they can be looking at over the next 30 to 60 to 90 days after the event, to begin implementing, to make sure that they're continuing to take advantage of the technology.
Yeah, and so I assume you're gonna have them pull out their phones and tell them what to type and give them some ideas so they get some a baptism by fire kind of thing. That sounds
Absolutely. Yeah,
that
we're
sounds
going to be doing
great.
it live right in there to show them how it works.
Yeah, and I think people need ideas on use cases and how can you use this stuff. And a big thing that's been happening lately, well, it's been going on for quite a while, but more mainstream are different kinds of agents, AI
Mhm.
agents. Are you going to touch on AI agents while you're there?
Absolutely. Yeah. First, we're going to define what that means, because a lot of people have different definitions for it. So we're going to make sure we're all on the same page. And then we're going to talk
Mm,
about how those agents can be used to, again, provide tremendous value to the team and your clients and the company. Because that is, in my mind, that's actually the next stage of where we're heading with AI.
yeah.
It's not just, oh, it can help me write an email or that, but now I can hand off processes and have very repeatable and predictable results out of those processes.
Yeah, and the thing about that is that many, especially businesses who are kind of at a plateau where they want to scale and they know they need to scale, but the processes are their bottleneck. The people
Yes.
in the process and technology have to work together, and having those agents take some of that burden off of manual processes is I think going to be huge, and it already is it's already changing the game with voice AI and the way web chat works now,
Oh,
and integrated inboxes that can reply to messages for you, or queue up a message for you so that your response time is faster. There's just amazing things that are coming about. So what's one way a small business owner or entrepreneur can start using AI today without being overwhelmed?
Great question. I think there's two areas that I often find really work for small businesses. One, we're talking to leadership. We've all got emails that we need to write, that we need to set boundaries, and we're like, oh, I need to do this right. It's important, but we often don't have the time. We've got so many things going on that we're like, I don't know what to do. Well, AI is a great tool for that. I don't care whether you're using ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini or any of the other models that are out there. I can take
Mhm.
that email, Paul, that you sent me. I can paste it in and say, this is how I want to respond to Paul, but make it sound nice and be professional. And
Yeah.
within seconds, it will analyze your email. It'll take my objective, pull in relevant sentiment, and create something that I now can edit. And generally, by editing, I mean 10 to 30 seconds of editing, and it's ready to send. Now, instead
Yeah.
of spending 15 minutes trying to do that, or in my case, as I know happens with other owners, maybe it's you spend 15 minutes, you don't get it done, and then something happens. And so you have to sit down and do it later today, and you start over from scratch. Now we can do what may have taken many minutes or even hours and do it in seconds and have it ready to go. The other area that I think is so critical, as leaders, we know how important standard operating procedures are. We need our team to be
Mhm.
able to do things in the right way. But yet, most of us as leaders, not all, but a lot of us really struggle with getting down to the details that are needed in an SOP to make it truly valuable to our team. And what does that
Totally.
mean? It means that we have knowledge stored up here in our team's mind and everything else, but we don't have that documented. And that works okay until there's an issue or somebody's sick or gets hit by a bus or whatever. And then we've
Right.
got a problem. And AI helps us create SOPs that are effective, that are relevant, that go step by step, and that don't drive that average leader, certainly the visionary leader, crazy, because again, they can take concepts and distill them down and do things that again, it's that heavy lifting I think you were talking about earlier. It's not
Yeah.
replacing anything, but it's taking care of some of that heavy lifting that we just may not be doing or are not doing as timely as we should.
Yeah, and I've been in IT and marketing and operations for 40 plus years, and often tasked with, well, always tasked with training people on how to use
Hmm.
software and systems, and establishing procedures that they can repeat. I, and it's laborious to
Well, yes.
write procedures and then maintain them. And the worst part of it is that people don't use them. And so
Yes.
one thing that I've discovered is I can narrate. I can just pop open a Google Doc or
Hmm.
Microsoft Word. I use Word as my choice, and I can dictate the steps. And
Exactly.
I can tell a story about what the outcome is. I can talk about the steps. I can jumble them and get them out of order. I can do all these things. I can interview a person on how they do the process and take all of that and make sense out of it and say, okay, this is the draft SOP. Let's put it into use and get some feedback from the people who are doing the work, and iterate through it, and then you're going to end up with something that's valuable, and they go, wow, that's exactly what I do. Oh man. And so now someone can come in and do and help them when they're out sick or they're on vacation. They can do their job for them and
Yeah.
help them out. And so that those are
Yes.
just super powerful, powerful things. So I got off on a tangent there. Sorry. I'm just so
That's okay.
excited
That's
about
not a
this
problem.
topic. So do you have an example of the email writing or something that someone that you've taught that's going, wow, this is great. It's saving me so much time. You have a use case. Maybe you can tell us
Yeah,
about.
I actually just spoke with one of our coaching clients this morning, and they were sharing with me how when, again, like most companies, when they came to us, they had a lot of SOPs. They're not large, 15 employees,
Mhm.
owner still involved in the business on a daily basis. They had a lot of SOPs, but most of them that they had were outdated. Ones that they did have, as you mentioned, very few people were following. And in the process of putting everything together, they now have gone through step by step by enabling the employees that are actually doing the job to help create the SOPs following relevant formats. They've been able to pull everything together, and they estimate at this point, they've only been doing this for a few weeks now, that they've got over 75% of their key processes updated and in place. And
Wow.
here's what's been so cool about it. Their team is already reporting back to them that they have more time each day because of the fact. So not only have they created these, but they're hearing from the team that they have more time in order to do things. And that is what's so exciting, because I see that happen every day. Not only are we able to get more done, but we're able to save time in a fashion that we're able to do things that 6 months or a year ago, Paul, we just couldn't get to. There was not enough bandwidth in the day, and therefore certain things fell down low priority. They didn't get done. Now, some of those really important things that are never going to be urgent, like SOPs, we can deal with and get dealt with very, very effectively. So that's just one. I've got plenty of case studies, but that's one that just literally this morning I had a discussion about.
Yeah. And you know what? A lot of companies that I've worked with in the past, and even now, the line workers or the salespeople or the CSRs, they don't all do things the same way.
Right,
And
exactly.
when you talk about a business that wants to scale, they say, imagine yourself 10xing your business tomorrow. What would break?
Yes.
What would be your bottleneck? That would be one of the bottlenecks where people don't do things the same way. Do you find that they're discovering that, oh, you do it that way? Oh, I never thought of that. So when they go through the process of defining their SOPs and how they work, don't they discover new stuff that they never thought of?
They absolutely do. And I know there's a lot of business owners that go, oh, great, now that's a new problem I have to deal with. But the beauty of that is when you take those disparate ways and you have, let's say we've got 3 different ways that are being done. We have 3 different CSRs explain how they do it. We can now feed that to AI with what we want accomplished at the end. And AI can literally go through and help figure out what is likely the best practice. And it may take 3 points from CSR1 and 1 point from CSR2 and another from CSR4 and meld them together into an updated SOP that, again, that data analysis, the process of going through it, just taking the time makes me want to scream. We don't have
Yeah.
to anymore. We can literally let AI do that data analysis and come back. And then we review, we make some adjustments, we update, and we go from there. So it does so much more than just, I know a lot of entrepreneurs start by creating content, social posts and things like that. That's great. I'm a
Mhm.
marketer. I love that, but it does so much more when it comes to putting things together.
Yeah. Yeah. That's super powerful. And I lost my train of thought there, but
That's all
what,
right.
when we talk about AI and applying it to things, I know that when you share this stuff, I mean, we're excited just talking about it. So what excites you most about and what you're going to share at the boot camp?
To me, one of the things that excites me the most is we're going to talk about all the things we shared here, but then you mentioned earlier agents, and we're going to spend a little bit of time talking about agents. Imagine as your business grows, especially when we talk about scaling and things like that,
Mhm.
that we have the ability to literally create specially trained AI engines, agents, whatever you want to call them, that we could
Mhm.
train to do certain things very well and follow protocol and know that they're going to always be done the way they need to be done. So the next time that we need to create an SOP and format it, we don't have to worry about the fact that every team member is going to do that a bit differently. We could literally have the AI interview them, ask them the questions, and create the SOP, put it together in our preferred format, and know that it was being done the right way every time and making it simpler along that process. Maybe it's a customer onboarding process, and we need to make sure that during the customer onboarding process that everything goes super smoothly and that we're able to, through that process in the customer onboarding, make sure that we're following the right protocol and the right processes. It could be as simple as in customer service, knowing that my customer service agent having access to data that they can now search and find answers to that fast.
Mhm.
All win. So I'm really excited about talking about those specialist agents, how easy they are to set up, and how very economical they are too. By the way, you don't need a team of IT people. You don't need a team of developers. You literally need about 30 minutes and a little bit of a process that you want to follow, and you can create those on your own with the tools that exist right now.
And can you create agents with just ChatGPT, or do you need
Yeah.
something else?
Well, it depends on how we want to define ChatGPT and define, I'm sorry, how we want to define agents. But yes, we can
Yeah.
do that directly within ChatGPT now.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exciting. We don't really have time to delve into that, but I'd love to have a deeper discussion about that. Maybe at the boot camp, you're gonna drill down into that. So you're gonna be taking the stage at the boot camp. Are there any rituals you have before stepping on stage, or maybe ways that you unplug when you're not thinking about AI to get yourself ready?
Yeah, my unplugging really has to do with motorized vehicles, either two
Ah,
wheels, three wheels, or four wheels. I I will almost always spend a little bit of time just decompressing. I don't wear headsets when I'm doing that. I can't take any phone calls. I just get to be me and my thoughts with a little wind going through what little hair I have left, but at least in my beard. And that's one of the ways I love to decompress.
yeah, and this is the year of the beard. We got several of beard wearers going to be in this in
I
the
love that.
VIP guest speakers, which is really cool. What about I like to ask entrepreneurs and leaders such as yourself, do you have any like morning rituals or daily rituals that you do to tune yourself up for the day?
Um, I don't know if I have rituals. I definitely have processes that I follow. I'm a
Uh,
man of faith, so I begin my morning to spending some time in my devotionals and reading, getting motivated about what's going on and setting my plan. But I am the quintessential visionary ADD entrepreneur. So I try to plan
mhm,
each day with three big rocks that I need to get accomplished. I don't always know how I'm going to accomplish that. If I have more than three, I find it's often hard with the things that come up during the day to get them all
mhm.
done. But if I have three, I can often get those three done by the end of the day. And then I know I've been productive. I've been able to even manage that ADD of mine and make sure that I'm getting things done, but I'm getting the key things done that I need to move the business and the team forward.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's kind of like Eat the Frog too, isn't it? By
It is.
Brian Tracy. You have those big goals to accomplish during the day. Yeah, I think we might be cut from the same cloth, Jonathan. I'm a man of faith as well, and that's how I start my day out with my devotionals and prayers and whatnot. So God bless you for that. This episode of the Lead Machine Growth Show is brought to you by the 2025 Mind Capture Bootcamp, a high impact 2 day event happening in Grand Rapids, Michigan. And you're hearing from one of today's speakers. But if you want to go deeper, connect in person, and capture some serious momentum, join us live. You can grab your ticket now at mindcapturegroup.com/bootcamp 2025 and experience what happens when big ideas meet bold action. So,
Thank you.
rapid fire. Let's pick a book that changed your thinking.
Buy Back Your Time by Dan Martell.
Okay. And why is that?
I
You bought back your
never
time?
Yeah, I just never thought of it in the context in what he laid it out. I grew up in West Michigan, a fairly conservative area, and so you didn't think about outsourcing much stuff because there were just things you were supposed to do. If you were a homeowner, these are things you did. I never thought about hiring people to help do some of those things because I could go work for an hour and pay for 5 hours of somebody else's time to do something that I didn't enjoy doing anyway, like mowing my lawn.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
like to mow the lawn. I don't get any joy out of doing that. It doesn't bring me any peace. So I would far rather know that I can work about an hour a month and pay for my entire month's worth of lawn care, and I don't have to worry about it anymore. And not only
Mhm.
was that good financially, it was good emotionally for me because it allowed me to then focus on the things I wanted to. And that might be more time with my grandkids. It might be more time with my kids. It might be more time on a motorcycle, my wife, whomever. It was great to have the flexibility because I didn't spend 3 hours every week hating mowing the lawn.
Yeah. I don't mind mowing the lawn. I sing. I sing when
Sure.
when I'm mowing the lawn because nobody can hear me.
There you go. I
But
love it.
but
I love it.
I can sing though. But anyways, that's funny that you don't like it, but I don't mind it so much. So how about a favorite quote or mantra?
Mm. Success loves speed. I am a
Amen.
huge I am a huge believer that one of the biggest constraints we as business leaders struggle with is wanting perfection before we move forward. And
Mhm.
I have spent many years learning to be comfortable with messy launches. And I believe it has brought a tremendous amount of success because of that.
Well, life is messy,
Yeah.
you know, and so why not embrace it instead of and I think you should strive for excellence
Absolutely. Yes.
Excellence. But yeah, but shipping the product, and I think Dan Kennedy said done is good enough. And so it just you've got to keep moving forward. You got to keep moving the needle, and
Exactly.
try and fail fast. So how about, this is the final one, an underrated skill that every entrepreneur needs?
Boy, that's good. I think the ability to sell, to tell stories and to sell. Whether you're
Yeah.
in sales or not really doesn't matter. As the leader of that organization, if you can't express your vision and sell somebody on that vision and what you're going to be doing, it's going to be really hard to be successful.
Yeah, totally. And I like the storytelling, because really that's the way, when you start to tell a story, that's when people lean in. And if you can
Yeah.
tell a story about maybe your origin story and why you do what you do, especially as a leader of an organization, why you do what you do. And one of the leaders that I know of starts out with telling the story of his wake,
Hmm.
and the things that he accomplished, the people that he touched, and those kinds of things that were meaningful to him. Like maybe it was generosity or humility, or
Hmm.
some sort of impact that he left, that he set out to leave. So that's an interesting way of starting out on a speech. So Jonathan, as we wrap up, where can listeners find out more about your work?
Great question. Thank you. They can either remember my name, it's Jonathan Mast, and go to jonathanmast.com. Or if you just remember the white beard in AI, if you look for white beard in AI in Google, you'll see my company, Whitebeard Strategies, and we
Mhm.
come up right at the top. We've got tons of free resources. Our goal is to really help empower people to fall in love with AI and see what the possibilities are.
Awesome. And also, why would someone want to come and hear you live at the boot camp?
Well, one, we're going to have a lot of fun. Tony's going to be there and others. We're going to have a great time. It's going to be a great event. But more importantly than anything else is we're going to walk away with actionable things that you can use in your business. And
Mhm.
that to me makes it worth showing up live, because while Zoom's great, we're doing it right now, it's never the same
Yeah.
as sitting face to face and having that opportunity to chat in person.
Right. And laugh and have some fun. So,
Absolutely.
yeah. Well, thank you much, my brother. Thank you very much. You just heard a taste of Jonathan's insights. Live, you go even deeper. Get your tickets now at mindcapturegroup.com/bootcamp 2025. I'll be there. Jonathan will be there, and we'd love to see you too. And remember, faith and action go hand in hand. So keep the pedal to the metal. Until next time on the Lead Machine Growth Show, I'm Paul Guyon and Jonathan Mast. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate you.
Thank you for tuning in to the Lead Machine Growth Show with Paul Guyon, where we show you how to tackle your tech, master your message, and design your dream so that you can transform your vision into reality. Remember to visit our website at www.leadmachinegrowthshow.com and enjoy even more great episodes like this one. Again, while you're here, subscribe to us via your favorite network. We look forward to seeing you next time on the Lead Machine Growth Show.